guys, welcome to Karma's a Stitch, episode 27. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining us. And if you are returning, welcome back. So glad that I was actually able to record today. It's been quite a day. I normally record sometimes Thursday, the latest Friday morning. It is right now 10:30 Friday night for me. It's just been a busy day, but it's been a great day. So let's get started. You can find me on Ravelry as 76karma. You can find me on Instagram as Karma's a Stitch. And you can email me at tanya@karmasastitch.com. Instant message on Instagram is great. Emails are amazing. Ravelry is always fun. I tend to add you back as a friend, and there are a few things I look at when you add me. I love looking at projects to see what folks make and maybe get some inspiration for my next cast on. I tend to look at groups that people are a part of, because there's some pretty amazing groups that I never would have known about had I not checked out what groups my friends are a part of. And posting. Do you guys post? Are you active posters? I mean, when you read somebody's posts, hey, that person really likes cats. And you can kind of tell a lot about somebody by their posting. So those are three things I do look at when you add me on Ravelry, and I do tend to add you back. If you have watched me before, you will recognize that I am in a different room today. Like I said, it is Friday night, and I am currently in my daughter's bedroom. The unicorn lamp on the side of the bed would be a big indicator, but she is currently in my craft room watching a movie, because she and I tend to stay up late on Friday nights and watch a movie. So I told her I was going to record a quick episode, and then she and I can start our Friday night movie together. So yes, I am in a different room today, but Anthony wasn't joining me, so it's okay. I do start each episode with a scripture, and the scripture for this episode is Proverbs 14:15, and I'll put that at the end of the episode as well. So let's get started. I do have some new stuff, and I'm pretty excited about it. I'm trying to pull it all out here. Where's my other? Okay, so my Friday night, and you guys, if you notice the tripod wobble, it's because it is sitting up on the bed. Stitch markers, I got some new stitch markers. I was pretty excited. I was teaching, I taught a double knitting class at one of our local yarn shops, and one of the ladies that was taking the class needed some stitch markers that she could just slip on to. Like when you're double knitting, you count how many stitches. I count how many stitches, and then I place a stitch marker there to remind me to switch my colors at that point. And I didn't realize that these Cocoa Knit stitch markers are metal. I never paid attention to that, I guess. But yeah, they're metal. And I was pretty excited when she bought a pack, so I decided I needed a pack as well. So I did get a package of those. I'm going to go through my notions because I got some new notions. I got a new pair of snippet scissors that came with a little leather pouch. Tamsco USA. And they're little owl scissors. Look at how cute. Just for a notions pouch in a project bag. Super excited, super handy. But look at that. So there we have it. And then a girlfriend of mine was there and saw these pencils, and I use pencils in my notions pouch. Some people use highlighters, some people use pens, some people use sticky tape. I use pencil. I use pencil a lot. I like erasing, I like rewriting, I like going through and circling. So a girlfriend at the yarn shop today bought me this set of pencils, and there's sayings on each one. And I'm not sure with the glare that you can read those, so I'll read them to you. One says, I can totally make that. One says, yarn lover. The next one says, buy yarn, be happy. The next one says, create more, worry less. And then we've got life is better with yarn. And the last one says, just one more row. And isn't that the truth? Late at night knitting, just one more row. I can do one more row. And so last weekend, the local yarn shop owner had gone to Stitches West, which was in California. And she came back, and tonight was our first knit night at her shop since she's been back. And she had these little grab bags at her door as long as supplies lasted for folks when they came in. And so I got my little box, my gift box, and this is what was in mine. And it's by Sincere Sheep, certified organic cotton. Isn't that cute? So got myself a project bag. Pretty confident I need to put some project in that as soon as possible. And then at the end of the night, she had a drawing for people that attended this evening, and I won the drawing. My name was pulled out of the bowl, and I got another project bag. And clearly the picture on the front of the bag is different, but the other difference is that this coma one was filled with minis. Look at those colors, you guys. I mean, look at that. And that's a pretty accurate representation. I mean, that's a pretty gold color. This is like a purpley gray. And here we've got, what would you call that? A coral, maybe? And this is Cormo fingering. It is 125 yards, 100% Cormo wool. I mean, I think these are 20 gram skeins. Okay, and we've got some yellow. I mean, it looks a little green maybe on the screen. It's a pretty bright yellow. Maybe that's looking more yellow. And then we've got this forest green. And I love the tonal part in there. I mean, you can just see the different, how the wool just picked up the dye different in spots, yeah? And this one I think is my favorite. Green and yellow and bright and springy. So yeah, I won the drawing and I got more yarn. So yeah, I had a pretty good night at knit night tonight, and I wanted to make sure when I got home I made time to record. I do have an FO to share with you guys tonight, but I'm going to share some whips first. Just everything here you have heard me talk about before, so I'm not going to talk about the yarn or the needles. I'll talk about those things when I finish a project, because the rest of it's pretty much up on my Ravelry page. But this, I just mentioned that I had taught a double knitting class, and so some time in my double knitting, or some of my knitting time this week was spent knitting samples for the double knitting class. I mean, just samples. Some of these I already had done, but then being able to show, you know, what you would get with a different weight of yarn. So I spent some of my knitting time with that, and I'll tell you the toughest part about this was remembering on one edge I wanted to show what happens if you don't do a certain type of stitch on the edging. You can see it's 2 pieces of material, but there is a way to make sure that you can't open it up. And it was the hardest thing for me to remember which edge I was leaving open to share with the class. But so that's how some of my time was spent this week. The class was so fun. I really enjoyed doing that. It was a 2-hour class for 2 Thursdays. So this Thursday, which was March 10th, and next Thursday, March 17th. So that was a lot of fun. I was flattered that she had asked me. The next whip I'm going to talk about is, sorry about the shaking, I am on this bed, is the muscle burra. And I have made some pretty great progress, but the only time I work on this project is when I'm on Zoom. So this is where I was last week when you guys saw it right here. And this is how much I've gotten done. And I am making the biggest size on the pattern or on the chart. And so I have to go for like 23 inches. So it's gonna be a pretty good size hat. I did weigh my yarn when I was done with the crown increases here. I did weigh my yarn so I know when I get to that certain amount, I need to make sure I'm doing my decreases, which was an amazing clue or hint that someone from my cast on party was like, hey, if that's what you're casting on, this is a really great little side note. So yeah, there's my muscle burra progress, muscle burra. Make sure I say it properly. I'm gonna move my stitch marker or progress keeper just real quick because I tend to forget that if I don't do it. And that way I can show you guys accurately my progress each week. Okay, so there's the muscle burra coming along beautifully. What a fun project. And I honestly don't know what my struggle is. If I can do this one and I can enjoy this, where is my struggle with socks? It's essentially the same thing. I enjoy DPNs. I enjoy the close circumference. Yeah, I don't know what my issue is, but anyway. So this next whip I'm going to talk about is progress on my habitation throw. So this is being worked with my cornbread and honey advent calendar. And this, let's see if I can show you. So this little progress keeper here is where I was the last time you guys saw it. So I had just started the decrease, and this is how far I've gotten on that. Isn't that fun? I love this. I'm truly loving this. I enjoy these colors, just everything about this project I'm enjoying. This is how much I have left. I will try to weigh this while I'm editing the video and put how many grams I have left of the magic yarn ball for my decreases. But yeah, this is the one I keep in my car. So I only really knit on this one when I'm in the car waiting for somebody. But I will weigh that and try to put how many grams I have left to go with my decrease. And then the other whip that I have spent time on this week is the mystery knit along with Knitty McPurley for Lent. And so that's the one where we're just doing 10 grams a day. And I'm using the pack of minis that I got from Ruth Loves to Knit D-Stash. And so this is how that mystery knit along is coming. This is a shawl. This is the only, I think I can say this confidently, this is the only shawl that I have cast on for 2022. I don't wear shawls, so I haven't wanted to cast any on, but this mystery knit along for Lent, and it was just something I really wanted to do and participate in. So here's my progress. I want to say, I worked on this tonight at Knit Night. I think I'm 1 day behind at this point in time. Like, you can't tell, but this right here is 3 different colors. So yeah, so there's my progress. We will be getting our second clue this weekend. And I'll move that stitch marker now too. We will be getting the second clue this weekend, and each clue includes 10 days, and each day is 10 grams worth of work. And I don't know that it's even, I don't know that I've used 10 grams on any of the days. I've had leftovers for each day. But yeah, it's been a pretty addictive knit. I've really enjoyed working on this one. So that is my last whip. Yeah, I'm looking at my notes here. I think that's it. So that brings me to my FO. So with this FO, what a fun project. I will absolutely be looking at this designer's pattern pages. They have their own website. It is Woolly Wormhead, and this particular pattern was a free pattern, but it was this hat. Oh gosh, and it was so fun, you guys. Look at this hat. I mean, seriously, look at how cute that is. Can you see it? Oh. So much fun. Alex has claimed it. Alex really wants it. Yeah, you can hear Cinder coming to check on me. Yeah, this was a really fun project. It was done on a US 3. Yep, this was done on a US 3. I did on the pattern, I did make the largest size. So each one of these pie segments, I did 9 times all the way around this hat. Yarn that I used was Harvest Fingering by Earth Yarn. Okay. Extra fine merino dyed by hand using natural dyes. And this is the one that said knit one, plant one. Earth Yarns plants a tree in Africa for each skein sold in partnership with Trees for the Future. When people learn how to give back to the land gives back to them. Yeah. So that was this light purple. Let's see if I can find a colorway on here. Blueberry. So that's the one I used for my main color. And then the dark purple was done with the Leo and Roxy Basics. And this colorway was Antique Aubergine. Let's see if you guys can read that. I don't know if you'll be able to. Maybe I'm getting it too close. My mom always says I put it too close. It is Antique, and then the next word is Aubergine. Not sure how you would pronounce that. Anyway, it's 75% merino wool, 25% nylon, 100% good vibes. Love that. And yeah, that was the dark purple that I used. Isn't this a fun one? So with this hat, you are knitting this way and you're knitting flat. So you do a provisional cast on and you start making these pies, And then at the end, you do a Kitchener stitch and graph it together. So I thought that was pretty cool. And it was really fun. And you're doing short rows, and I'll hold it up so you can see the crown, unless, oh yeah, I'll bet their picture here is better than, oh, Cinder. There we go. So there's the crown of it. Yeah, this was really a lot of fun. So that is my FO. As far as, let's see, activities, I'm doing that Lent Mystery Knit Along by Knitting McPurley. I am not active. I'm not actively posting, but I am actively working on my habitation throw, as well as, sorry about that, as well as my granny stripe scrappy blanket. And that's with Caroline over at Aria Bark Design. She's doing a Yappy and Scrappy group on Ravelry. For more information, go check her out. And yeah, I am making a list. You guys, you should see the stack of patterns I have printed on my printer for the April 16th cast on party that I'm having. The last one was so much fun. I fully expect this one to not disappoint. So April 16th, I know for sure I am casting on the Stephen West Slipstramvaganza blanket. I know for sure I'm casting on a sweater. And I know for sure I have, it's either 13 or 14 50-gram skeins or balls, cakes, 50 grams each. I'll include a picture, and I know I want to get them into a project. I know for sure those are things I'm doing. I will be casting on other things, but those are the 3 things I know I'm going into that cast on party prepared to cast on. Let's see. Goals for next week. I want to have another project finished. I do want to have something completed again next week. I think I'm doing good with that. I feel good about doing that. And I think it's reasonable. So, life stuff. Anthony's not here today. Anthony had, that was kind of my day. Anthony wasn't able to make it this morning, so I spent time finishing my shadowed hat. And he was meeting with his mentor at his church. And so then this afternoon, I was like, oh, I'll finish my hat in the morning and I'll just record in the afternoon. And my husband sends me a message and says, oh, I have an electrician meeting me at the house between 2 and 4 today. So I'm not gonna sit and record a podcast episode while my husband and the electrician are stomping around in the attic and looking at stuff, and dogs are barking because there's a strange man in the house. So, and you know, when I left to go pick Alex up this afternoon, he was still parked in front of our house finishing the estimate that he was here to do. So I didn't get a chance to record this afternoon. And then every Friday, Alex and I go for ice cream. And because Corey was home early from work, he decided he was going to join us. And Alex has a new friend at school, which is wonderful. But she lives primarily with her grandparents, and her grandfather is the one that stays home with her. So we invited the new friend and her grandfather, who was at the school, to pick her up, to join us for ice cream today. And we got there and the girls are playing. You know, they've eaten their ice cream and they're playing, and everybody at the ice cream shop knows Alex. And my husband and the grandfather are talking sports. And I'm like, I just want to go to Friday night knit night.
But the girls were having a great time, and my husband was having a great time, and it was wonderful. And we stayed about an hour and a half longer than we normally do. But it was really all very good. And Anthony had a great day with his mentor, and so it was all good stuff. It just wasn't planned stuff, which can't always plan for everything. So this is a shorter episode this week. I feel like I rushed through everything. If you have any questions about my projects, they are all on my Ravelry project pages. And the yarn I'm using and the needles I'm using, I do try to update it when I finish something. So I don't put project progress pictures in every week, but the project's up there on Ravelry. So you guys, if you have any questions and you want to reach out, you just want to say hi, you're welcome to do that. Instagram, email are the best ways. And I'll see you guys in a week. Bye.